Hey everybody, Matt Barton here with this week's Broker Minute or Two. Hey, so in the last few years, run up on pricing, it has created affordability issues in just about every community in the state of Utah. As a result of that, the legislature, with help from their realtor friends, have pushed to make ADUs or legal accessory dwelling units more easy to achieve in most cities. And so that is what I'm talking about this week. So one, know that those are becoming more and more common. They actually, in many cases, in most cases, add a significant amount of value to a home. So think about this. Even some builders currently are marketing that when they build a home, they're already getting a permit for an ADU and building out the ADU. Why is that important? Because the income from that ADU can help subsidize somebody qualifying for that particular house. So this is very pertinent information, so please pay attention. All right, so like I said, let me show you my screen here. This is the Utah code, and if you're really interested, you can go to section 10 9A part 5 and read through about all the land use things that most cities come in and adopt. So in my lovely town of Springville, I wanted to show you this. This is the adoption that Springville City, south of Provo, did back in 2020, basically saying, here's what we're going to adopt. You'll notice that this last paragraph deals with accessory dwelling units and how to go about doing them. Now, listen, every city is different. And so whatever cities that you are operating in, you should probably, and if you have a property that has an ADU, you should probably get to know what the city requirements are. It's not very hard to do. Most cities now have pretty robust websites. If not, you can always call down to the building and zoning department and they can usually steer you in the right direction. But anyway, once you kind of know what the general guidelines are from the city, like in Springville, they have a map that will pretty quickly show you what various zoning areas are in the map, and they have a key over here to tell you, this in the light green is, in the yellowish green is residential units for a minimum of 10,000 square foot lot. And then you go a little further to the east and it goes to 15,000. And that dovetails with the information you get from your city where ADUs are or are not approved. So having said that, most of them have, again, I'm using Springville because it's what I know. I've checked with a lot of other cities and they're very similar, but pretty easy process to get online and start filling out the requirements for an application, making sure your zoning is correct. Some cities require that you have separate meters, others don't. A couple of the biggest issues is in most cities that I've run across is you have to have a separate entrance to the property. In other words, they can't walk through your house to get to an accessory dwelling unit. It has to typically have its own walkout basement or something like that. It has to have its own on-property parking. Sometimes they require 2 car spots for an accessory dwelling unit, but again, that varies city by city. And then the last thing I wanted to show you is that because all this is becoming more prevalent, if you go to the updated MLS, this is utahrealestate.com, listing input form, if you go down to page 2, I've highlighted this. There you go. There's a section to get all of the details in regards to an ADU. They've done their research and looked at the things that most cities require. Maybe they don't require all of them. This is a good starter list. So if you're going to be a good agent and do right by your clients, either for a buyer or seller, and if an ADU is involved, know that these are the things that are typically looked at. So be up to date on what's happening in our market, that ADUs are not only here, but they're coming in more and more numbers, and become an expert so that you can set yourself apart from your competition. Hope that helps. Have a great week, and we'll talk to you soon.